Chosen one, you are not here by accident, and you did not stumble into this moment by chance. Heaven arranged this encounter with precision, and your spirit was led here because the timing is exact. Right now, in this very breath, you are standing at the edge of a divine turning point. What looked like delay was not rejection. What felt like being overlooked was not abandonment. It was preparation. Chosen one. The God who sees in secret has been watching every quiet sacrifice, every unseen tear, every moment you chose obedience when no one was applauding. Scripture reminds us that the vision awaits its appointed time, as written in Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3, and that appointed time has arrived. You are not early, you are not late, you are precisely where heaven intended you to be. Anointed one. Something is shifting now. Doors that remained closed are about to open without struggle. Favor is about to speak louder than opposition. There is a sudden elevation coming, a supernatural transfer that will shock those who assumed your season was over. What God is about to release will silence doubt and rewrite narratives. This is your divine appointment. Let your spirit awaken. Let your faith rise. Heaven is moving, and you are about to witness what only the chosen are permitted to see. Chosen one. What God is about to do in your life will not announce itself with noise first. It will announce itself through presence. People will feel it before they understand it. You will walk into rooms and sense a shift, not because you demanded attention, but because heaven has placed weight on your spirit. This is the kind of weight that does not come from applause or position. It comes from surviving pressure without allowing pressure to turn you bitter, hardened, or small. It comes from walking through fire and refusing to become what tried to consume you. And the truth is, you don't have to explain any of it. You don't have to defend your journey. God saw every hidden chapter, and that is enough. Anointed one, hear this clearly. You are no longer in a survival season. You are stepping into a recognition season. Not the shallow recognition that fades when people get distracted, but the kind that comes when heaven decides to echo your obedience out loud. There is a recognition that says, this one stayed clean when compromise would have been easier. This one stayed faithful when quitting would have been justified. This one carried integrity when nobody was watching. That recognition carries authority, and it rests on you now. You are standing at the edge of a season that will not resemble the one behind you. The constant striving is ending. The daily warfare for peace is lifting. Peace will begin to flow instead of being fought for. Chosen one, doors are about to open in a way you are not used to. Not halfway, not slowly, not with resistance at every hinge. They will open fully because alignment has finally caught up with assignment. Love will no longer need to be chased or proven. It will come freely because God has already marked you as worthy of it. And if I'm honest with you, that might feel uncomfortable at first. After years of endurance, ease can feel unfamiliar. After seasons of holding yourself together, joy can feel almost suspicious. That does not mean something is wrong. It means something is new. I remember seasons in my own life where survival became normal, where being strong was not a choice but a requirement, where you learn how to smile while carrying weight nobody sees. And when God finally begins to lift that weight, there is a strange moment where your body and spirit have to relearn rest. If that's you right now, you are not failing the transition. You are learning how to live in it. This season feels new because it is new, not because time passed, but because alignment finally caught up with identity. You stopped shrinking to make others comfortable. You stopped betraying your own soul to stay connected. You decided your peace was worth protecting, even if it meant walking alone for a while. Heaven never ignored that decision. Heaven recorded it, and now heaven is responding. Chosen one. What you are entering is no longer hidden work. This is the season where what was cultivated in silence begins to speak without your permission. There is a difference between someone who shines because they were placed in a spotlight and someone who shines because darkness could not dim them. You are the second. That is why your presence will feel undeniable in the days ahead. People will sense endurance that did not collapse. They will sense purity that was tested but not corrupted. They will sense clarity in someone who no longer needs validation to prove worth. That atmosphere cannot be copied. It cannot be rehearsed. It can only be forged. And forged you were, not in comfort, not in celebration, but in the long stretch of not yet, in the waiting seasons where prayers felt unanswered, in the quiet nights where quitting made sense, but something in you refused to let go. You were forged in moments where nobody would have blamed you for giving up, but heaven was watching how you stayed. Scripture reminds us that the vision waits for its appointed time, as written in Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. You were not forgotten during the wait. You were being formed. Some people assumed that if they ignored you long enough, the fire inside you would go out. They mistook silence for weakness, but nothing planted by God can be suffocated by neglect. What God starts, He sustains. And now the same ones who misjudged you will witness what God has been building all along, not for revenge, not for validation, but because God has chosen to make your life undeniable. This is not pettiness. This is divine order. Heaven is about to prove a point. Chosen one. The places that once rejected you will soon be confronted with the evidence of why you were set apart. The voices that doubted your future will have to stand in the reality of it. The rooms that treated you as optional will suddenly recognize your value. And when this happens, guard your heart. This is not about proving them wrong. This is about honoring God right. When God invests in someone, He does not hide the harvest forever. And your harvest is due. You may have felt like your life was on pause, like nothing was moving while others passed you by. But heaven never stopped writing your story. Alignment was happening behind the scenes. Connections were being rearranged. Timing was being perfected. What is about to unfold will only make sense now, because now you are ready to carry it without losing yourself. The recognition coming will not come from striving. It will come from gravity. Your integrity has weight. Your resilience has weight. Your obedience has weight. And weight is felt before it is explained. So do not be surprised when people ask what changed. Do not be surprised when familiar spaces treat you differently. Do not be surprised when even strangers sense something sacred on your life and cannot explain it. That is not coincidence. That is heaven's fingerprint. And the blessings beginning to arrive are not random favors. They are responses. Seeds you planted in private are breaking ground now. Every time you stayed faithful when it hurt. Every time you refused to settle. Every time you chose truth in secret. God does not overlook seed. This is not luck. This is justice. Chosen one. There is a moment that comes after the waiting, after the endurance, after the long stretch where faith had to exist without evidence. That moment is not loud at first. It arrives quietly, almost gently, but it carries authority. It is the moment when heaven begins to confirm, not just to you, but around you, that what you carried in secret was real. This is where you are now, and if your spirit feels alert, sensitive, or unusually aware lately, that is not anxiety. That is discernment waking up for a new level. Anointed one, God is not just restoring what you lost. He is repositioning you for what you could not have handled before. Some of the delays you resented were actually protection. There were seasons when you prayed for doors to open and heaven said no, not because you were unworthy, but because what waited on the other side would have crushed the version of you that existed back then. God cares more about who you become than what you receive, and now, because you allowed the process to shape you instead of harden you, you are ready. I want to speak to something deeply personal here. There were moments when you wondered if obedience was costing you too much. Moments when you watched others take shortcuts and still succeed. Moments when integrity felt expensive and compromise looked tempting. You kept choosing the narrow path anyway, and I know there were nights when you asked God quietly, "Is this even worth it?" Heaven heard those questions. Heaven recorded those moments, and heaven decided to answer them, not with words, but with movement. Chosen one. The shift you are stepping into will feel different because it will not require you to chase what is coming. What God is releasing now will begin to move toward you. Opportunities will locate you. Favor will find you. Provision will show up in ways that feel almost unfamiliar. And the reason is simple. You are no longer operating from desperation. You are operating from alignment. Scripture teaches that when the time is right, the vision speaks for itself. You are entering a speaking season. This is also the season where discernment becomes crucial. Not everyone who applauds you now is assigned to walk with you next. Some people will reappear simply because your life is becoming visible again. They will want proximity to the fruit without understanding the root. Be kind, but be clear. You are no longer required to explain yourself to people who did not have the patience to understand you in hidden seasons. God is teaching you how to move with wisdom, not suspicion, but clarity. Anointed one, wealth in this next season will not just look like money. It will look like access. It will look like peace. It will look like options you did not have before. It will look like being able to say no without fear, being able to rest without guilt, being able to give without anxiety. This is heaven-backed provision, not driven by hustle, but by obedience. You are stepping into what I call sustainable blessing, the kind that does not drain your soul to maintain. I have seen this pattern repeatedly both in scripture and in life. Joseph was forgotten in prison before he was remembered in the palace. David was overlooked in the field before he was honored on the throne. Not because God enjoys delay, but because God understands timing. The waiting season builds internal strength, so the blessing does not become a burden. You are living proof of that principle. What is coming will not destroy your peace. It will protect it. Chosen one, expect confirmation in ordinary ways. A conversation that shifts everything. A door that opens effortlessly. A release from pressure you carried for years. These are signs that alignment is happening. Do not dismiss them because they are not dramatic. God often moves most powerfully through simplicity, the sudden clarity, the unexpected calm, the inner knowing that says, "This is it." Trust that voice. It has been trained through fire. And here is the part that requires surrender. You must let go of the old version of you that learned to survive by control. Control was necessary when you were unsupported. Hypervigilance was learned when you had to protect yourself. But in this season, God is asking you to rest your grip, to trust that you do not have to manage everything to be safe, to believe that provision does not require panic. This is not weakness. This is maturity. Anointed one, some of the blessings coming will confront old beliefs. You may feel undeserving at first. You may feel surprised by ease. You may even feel emotional when things finally work. Let yourself feel it. Do not rush past gratitude. Gratitude anchors blessing so it does not slip away. Remember, humility is not thinking less of yourself. It is agreeing with what God says about you without apology. The people who thought you were forgotten are about to be shocked, not because you became someone else, but because you remained yourself. You did not abandon your values. You did not lose your faith. You did not let bitterness rewrite your character. That is what heaven honors, and that is why this elevation is secure. Chosen one, lift your expectation, but keep your heart grounded. The season ahead will confirm that God never wastes faithfulness. Not one tear, not one prayer, not one obedient step. You are not stepping into random favor. You are stepping into a prepared place, and this is only the beginning of what God is unfolding. Chosen one, there is a sacred responsibility that comes with being remembered by God in public after being shaped by Him in private. This is not just a season of receiving, it is a season of stewardship. What God is lifting now must be carried with the same humility that sustained you when no one was watching. And I sense in my spirit that this is why heaven waited, not because you were unqualified before, but because now you are anchored. You are no longer chasing affirmation. You are no longer desperate for validation. You are steady, and only a steady vessel can carry sustained elevation. Anointed one. Some of the biggest breakthroughs ahead will come disguised as ordinary decisions. You will be invited into rooms that feel familiar but carry new authority. Conversations will sound casual, yet determine years of provision. Opportunities will appear simple, but they will unlock long-term impact. This is why discernment matters now more than ever. Not everything that looks good is God, and not everything God sends will arrive with fireworks. Sometimes it comes wrapped in responsibility instead of excitement. Learn to recognize the quiet yes of heaven. I want to speak to something personal again, because this part of the journey is rarely discussed. When things finally begin to work, when the pressure lifts and favor shows up, old fears sometimes resurface. You may catch yourself waiting for something to go wrong. That is not lack of faith. That is a nervous system trained by adversity. And God is not offended by it. He is healing it. This season is not just about external blessing. It is about internal safety. God is teaching you that peace can exist without vigilance. Chosen one, you are being called to operate from rest, not reaction, from trust, not trauma. And that transition takes grace. Give yourself time. When you notice yourself bracing for loss in moments of gain, pause, breathe. Remind your spirit that this season is different. You are not surviving anymore. You are building, and building requires a different pace, a different posture, and a different kind of faith. Anointed one, some people will not recognize you in this season, not because you have changed, but because you are no longer shrinking. Your boundaries will confuse those who benefited from your overgiving. Your clarity will unsettle those who relied on your self-doubt. Do not explain, do not argue, do not apologize. God did not elevate you to remain misunderstood by everyone. He elevated you to walk in alignment. Let misunderstanding fall where it may. There will also be moments of holy separation. Certain connections will fade without conflict. Certain conversations will no longer interest you. Certain environments will feel heavy where they once felt familiar. This is not arrogance. This is refinement. When God elevates a person, He also simplifies their life. He removes distractions so focus can remain clear. You are not losing people. You are gaining direction. Chosen one, wealth in this season will test your values, not because wealth is evil, but because influence reveals truth. Money amplifies what is already present. Power magnifies character. God trusts you now because He has seen you choose integrity when it cost you. He has seen you remain generous when resources were tight. He has seen you stay honest when no one would have known. That is why increase is safe in your hands. I have walked through seasons where I prayed for breakthrough and then had to learn how to receive it without guilt. Where provision arrived and I had to unlearn the belief that struggle equals virtue. If you feel that tension, you are not unspiritual. You are transitioning. God is not glorified by your exhaustion. He is glorified by your obedience. Rest is not laziness. It is trust expressed in posture. Anointed One, do not rush to broadcast what God is doing. Some things are meant to be protected while they grow. The early stages of fulfillment are fragile, not because God is weak, but because human opinions are loud. You do not owe everyone access to what God is building. Learn to enjoy quietly. Learn to thank God privately. Learn to let fruit mature before inviting commentary. There is also a call on your life that will become clearer in this season. Not necessarily louder, but sharper. You will feel a stronger pull toward purpose, not driven by ambition, but by alignment. Things that once motivated you will lose power. Things that once drained you will no longer be tolerated. You are becoming intentional, and intention is a sign of maturity. Chosen One, remember this. Elevation does not mean absence of challenge. It means presence of support. You will still face decisions. You will still need wisdom, but you will no longer face them alone or uninformed. God is positioning you among people who see you, honor you, and understand your assignment. Divine connections are being activated quietly, intentionally, and on time. And here is the anchor for this part of your journey. Stay teachable, stay grounded, stay grateful. The same God who carried you through the wilderness is walking with you into abundance. And because you were faithful in hidden places, you will remain faithful in visible ones. Chosen One, this is not the peak. This is the foundation. What God is building through you will outlast this season. And the world is about to see the evidence of a life that refused to give up when it would have been easy to disappear. Chosen One, this next phase will require something deeper than faith for breakthrough. It will require faith for consistency. Many people believe God for a moment, but few trust Him for a process. You are being invited into a season where the miracle is not just what happens to you, but what happens through you over time. God is not only shocking those who thought you were forgotten, He is establishing you so you cannot be ignored again. Anointed One, there is a difference between being lifted suddenly and being rooted deeply. Sudden elevation without roots collapses under pressure, but rooted elevation lasts. That is why God allowed you to experience obscurity, resistance, and silence. Those seasons trained your character to hold weight without bending. You learned how to stand when there was no applause, no guarantee, no timeline. And now when things begin to move quickly, you will not lose yourself in the momentum. I want to speak honestly here. Some of the fear you feel now is not fear of failure. It is fear of responsibility. When you have lived long enough in survival mode, success feels heavier than struggle. At least in struggle, expectations are low. But now God is entrusting you with influence, provision, and visibility, and your spirit knows this is real. That is why you feel the seriousness of this moment. Do not mistake that weight for pressure. It is stewardship awakening. Chosen One, you are entering a season where your words will carry unusual authority. Not because you speak louder, but because you speak from truth lived out. People will listen differently now. Advice that once went ignored will land with impact. Your presence will calm some and confront others without you trying. This is the authority that comes from alignment, not position. Be mindful of how you speak, not because you should be afraid, but because heaven is backing your voice. Anointed One, there will be moments when God asks you to move before you feel fully ready. That does not mean you are unprepared. It means obedience is required before comfort. Faith rarely feels convenient. It feels aligned but stretching. If you sense a nudge to act, to step forward, to say yes to something that scares you slightly, do not delay too long. Delayed obedience can quietly become disobedience. Trust that the same God who prepared you will meet you as you move. You may also notice that your tolerance for dysfunction is decreasing. What you once excused now feels heavy. What you once endured now feels unnecessary. This is not pride, this is clarity. When God elevates a person, He also refines their environment. You are not becoming difficult, you are becoming aligned. And alignment often feels uncomfortable to people who benefited from your misalignment. Chosen one, do not confuse peace with passivity. You are allowed to protect what God is building. Boundaries are not walls, they are gates. They decide what has access and what does not. In this season, guarding your time, your energy, and your focus will be essential. Not everyone who wants access deserves it. Even good people can be wrong for a season. Ask God for wisdom, not guilt-driven generosity. I remember seasons where saying no felt sinful because I had learned to equate love with availability. God had to teach me that availability without discernment leads to depletion, not impact. If you feel permission rising in your spirit to choose rest, to choose focus, to choose quality over quantity, that is God maturing you. He is teaching you how to lead yourself before leading others. Anointed one, wealth transfer in this season may come gradually or suddenly, but it will come purposefully. God does not bless randomly. He blesses intentionally. Resources will be attached to responsibility. Increase will be connected to assignment. Do not measure blessing only by how much you receive, but by how much peace you retain while receiving it. True prosperity does not steal your sleep. It strengthens your stability. There will be moments when you look back and realize how close you were to giving up right before things shifted. Let that memory keep you humble, not haunted. You survived seasons that could have broken you. That does not mean you must keep reliving them. Honor what you came through, but do not live there anymore. God is not asking you to identify as wounded. He is calling you healed and equipped. Chosen one. Some testimonies will begin to form quietly. You may not even recognize them as testimonies yet. A debt reduced, a relationship restored, a door opened without struggle, a peace that holds. Do not overlook these moments. Small confirmations build strong faith. Gratitude keeps your heart soft and your vision clear. And there is one more thing you need to hear clearly. You are not late. You are not behind. You are not making up for lost time. God redeems time. What feels delayed to you has been multiplied in wisdom, discernment, and strength. You are stepping into a season where years of learning will be applied quickly. Acceleration is coming, but it will not be chaotic. It will be ordered. Anointed one, remain surrendered, not passive, but yielded. Let God lead the pace. Let Him choose the doors. Let Him remove what no longer fits. This is how sustained elevation works. You do not carry it alone. You carry it with Him. Chosen one, this is not just a new chapter. It is a new way of living. And what God is establishing now will not fade when the excitement settles. It will endure because it was built on obedience, refined through waiting, and released at the right time. Chosen one, as this season continues to unfold, you will begin to notice something subtle but powerful happening within you. Your reactions are changing. Things that once triggered anxiety now meet calm. Situations that once demanded an immediate response now invite discernment. This is not emotional numbness. This is emotional authority. God is strengthening your inner world so your outer world can expand without overwhelming you. Anointed one. There is a maturity forming that cannot be rushed. You are learning how to pause before you speak, how to listen before you act, how to sense before you decide. These are not small shifts. These are the marks of someone being trusted with influence. Heaven does not place weight on people who react impulsively. It entrusts weight to those who can carry clarity under pressure. That is who you are becoming. I want to ground this in lived reality for a moment.